First things first. The description. Get checking it out. Because people, you couldn't be more right. You couldn't be more correct. I am, of course, the golden one. Ricky Dolman. This right here is the channel that is sometimes spooky, sometimes not, but it is always above par. It is the People's Wrestling Channel, and this is, for the last time this month, that is right, a movie review, a Madea Homecoming movie review. Very, very funny film. Again, watched on Netflix. And again, I'm going to say it as every single week, every single time I'm doing a movie review. If you have seen it, get in those comments below and give your thoughts on it, your views on it, your rating on it. Let me know what you thought. If you haven't seen this, there and you want to watch a good comedy, you want a good laugh, go ahead, stick it on, sit down, watch it. Popcorn, champagne, caviar, get all of that. Stick on one of your Ricky Goldman t-shirts, support, represent, acknowledge, and watch. Then get back here and into those comments once again. Now, I just mentioned t-shirts, didn't I? And there's only one place, one destination to pick up the best t-shirts out there. Forget about WWE, forget about Impact, forget about Ring of Honor, forget about AEW, forget about any other sports outlet. One shop, one place, and this is a place. And remember, check out that description as I'm doing this, because on the other side of this, I will break down what the movie's about, and let's get into it. But first, this is a place, this is a destination, this is a stop, this is the place to buy those shirts. You bet Pro Wrestling Tees Goldman's all five. I don't want one or two or three or even four. That doesn't impress me. 5 designs. Buy them all. So, I said a black comedy that kind of starts out from the beginning with fun and laughter. You've got Tyler Perry, who plays both Madea and Joe. So I'm going to read notes here, kind of as I always do. And no, Madea, if you haven't seen any of the Madea films, I haven't. It's kind of the first one I've seen of these movies. I presume there's others. But, you know, she's kind of like a no-nonsense, breaking the law, smoking weed, got a gun, take no crap, take no disrespect woman. Joe is an old man and he lived with Mr. Brown, So from the beginning, so Mr. Brown is cooking a barbecue, and he's going to use petrol or gas, as they call it in America. And Joe's like, let me get inside first. Mr. Brown then obviously puts the petrol on the barbecue, big kind of fire, lots of fire, sets himself on fire. Out goes Madea with like a cup this big full of water, throws it, doesn't even touch Mr. Brown, but he's running backwards and forwards on fire, sets Medea's tree on fire, and she's more concerned about that, gets out a hose and starts hosing that down. But Joe does kind of put himself out, and he's on fire, butt showing and everything. Then you cut to me 1 second here. So we cut to Tim and Davy. They're in a car. They're coming back from university, and Tim has got this big secret, and Davy is saying, tell your family they'll be fine. And right there, that you think Davy and Tim are together, they're a couple. Then you cut to all the family turning up. Medea's having these big get together, like a big tea party kind of thing. All the family coming in. So you have Laura coming in, you have Ellie coming in, you have the grandma coming in. Again, the grandma takes no nonsense. You have Cora. So all the family are there. So all the family are there. And then they're out. Then they go out. They have this big dinner. And Medea's talking about being a stripper, being a whore, and one of the family members said, you come out for a nice meal, but you're talking about things like this. You say, well, this is kind of whoreville. Everyone's a whore here. Stands up, does kind of this, like, not chanting, but, says something that only whores and strippers will understand. And they're like, yeah, yeah. And they put the hand up, and she says, look, I told you, everyone's a whore here. They used to throw quarters at me, they used to throw coins at me, but I still made the money, and that's how I pay my bills. Cut to the family in the house, and who turns up? None other than Mrs. Brown and Kathy. That is right, Mrs. Brown from Mrs. Brown Boys. She comes in. Davy and Tim have already turned up, so she comes in, and the family are like, what's going on? They're very, very confused, and they say, and Davy says, oh, it's my great grandma from Ireland. And she says, don't get your knickers in a twitch. And they're like, oh my God. But he was like, oh, she said the M word. And then you've got Joe, who's kind of, who turned up to the meal, Black Lives Matter shirt, dressed like a typical, stereotypical black guy in leather and lots of badges, and he's always horny and always wanting sex. So he's like, oh, he said the M word. Oh my God. And Davy's like, no, knickers, it's underwear. And then, so I'm not going to say the N word he thought he said, because obviously I'm not going to say that here. I'll never say the M word, but you guys know what I'm on about. Then you say, oh, wait, a cotton picking moment. She's like, oh, say cotton picking. Oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God. Then we have Richard turn up, and Richard is Tim's father and Laura's ex-husband. They had a rough patch, they had a rough time. Richard treated Laura like hell. So Davy doesn't like Richard, and you're wondering, well, what's going on here? Both Davy and Richard are, going at it, going at loggerheads. Richard didn't make it to the meal, but he was in the house. They get back. Richard then goes tries to talk to Madea and doesn't say anything, but shoots a gun. And I was like, oh my God, Mrs. Brown wants to leave. But gets calmed down. She stays anyway. Then she's talking to Laura about she wants Davy to go back with her to Ireland to look after the farm. Laura's like, oh, okay, have you told him this? And not really too keen. And again, you're wondering why. Then we cut to they're all in the garden. Mrs. Brown has took some weed. And then Tim has got these big announcements to say. Everyone's arguing, but then Laura says, right, you've got the floor. Go ahead. He says, well, I've got these big announcements to make. I'm gay. And they're all amazed to say, yeah, we knew all along. Then, hang on a second here. 1 second. 1 second. One second. Give me just 1 second here, guys. Just checking on something. So then, Laura's other sister. Oh, hang on here. I'm going to need to fire somebody. That's like, get the hell out. How dare you let this fall out and you still haven't done it properly. You're a real dumbass. People like you, I give people like you too much of a chance. You've done this before. Get the hell out. You're fired. So I just had to fire another person that couldn't put this up properly. How, you know, these people are stupid. Anyway, I'm actually going to play something, and you need to know, you know, where to add me, where to follow me, what movie I'm watching, what I'm doing 24/7, and this is how you do it and achieve it. Get it done. Do as this says. Do indeed do all of what that says and what all of that video just told you to do. So, oh, damn it, give me a second. God damn, I just can't get the staff. Sorry about this. So, Laura's sister's got this big announcement to make that her and Richard are together, and she's like, "What? Oh my god!" Forget about that. I'm concentrating on my son who's going to go and graduate. Then you cut to Laura and her other sister, who's a cop, and obviously Joel's like, "Oh my god, a cop's in the house! You know, I can't believe this. I'm gonna have my weed. You know, if there's any weed missing, I know who to blame." So that kind of happened earlier on. In fact, in the restaurant, Joel's kind of saying about cops, oh, they're all crooked and, you know, they aren't good and they aren't great, and, you know, the criminals have took over. And then, you know, then Cora, I believe, maybe not. So I'm not too great with names when it comes to movies. Her sister Sylvia, she's the cop, and she's kind of agreeing with and saying, crime is on its ass, and, you know, more cops are needed. Madea kind of then presses a button and has Joe's car go off, and Joe's like, "Oh, call the police," and he kind of forgets what he's saying, and that's that. So, going further along, cut to Laura and her other sister. They're discussing this big announcement from Tim saying he's gay, and they're saying, "Oh, I wonder why Daddy didn't say anything." Of course, you find out later on. Then we cut to again, another big get together, big celebration. Richard turns up. Davy's like, and he says, "I'm here for my son. I'm here for Tim. Do you want me to leave?" And Davy's like, "No, I want you to leave." And he said, "Look, we've got nothing to do with you." Then Laura falls over. Davy picks her up and says, "Oh, you're all right, baby." And they're like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, why did he call her that? We thought that Davy and Tim were together. We thought you were gay." And then he announces that him and Laura have been together, been seeing each other for a couple of months now. This causes Davy wants to stick up for his girlfriend and has heard all the bad things that Richard has done. So it leads to Davy and Richard fighting. Richard then goes off, and that's kind of the last you see of him in the movie, really. And then, well, movie almost finished. In fact, then we cut to the graduation. Tim's got a speech, but doesn't want to say it, whips it in half, throws it, has his own speech to say, and says, I told my family was gay, but they really supported me. They're really there for me. Welcoming Mrs. Brown into our family. And then after the graduation, beforehand, Davy asks Laura to marry him, but she's like, and just pauses, very embarrassing. So after the graduation, Mrs. Brown has got a present and a gift for Davy. He opens them and he's like, "What is this?" The flight to Ireland cancelled. Your family's here now. Your friends are here now. He's like, "Oh, thank God, thanks. I love that." Then proposes to Laura. She says yes. Mrs. Brown says her goodbyes to Madea, who's completely stoned out of her head. And really, that's the end of the movie. So, like I said, very, very funny. Recommend you go and watch it. I'm going to give it 6 stars out of 10. So before I let you know what's coming up this week and next week, let's get to some promotion. So as always, I of course start with, hang on 1 second here. So as always, I will start with this. Pancakes and Power Slam P&P on the Wrestling Rumors page every single Tuesday in America, just before midnight. Every single Wednesday morning here in the UK, just before 5 a.m. They do have their own page, they do have their own YouTube, so go and check that out. Doctor Who tells us don't talk about wrestling subjects. This week, it was why Raw was so bad. Raw wasn't great this week, but overall, a lot better than it was a year ago. That's my opinion right there. And he will interview a wrestler beforehand on the Sportskeeda page, and it was Ricardo Rodriguez this week. So certainly go and check out Sportskeeda, P&P, Pancakes and Power Slams. Like I said, go and check it out. If you like your podcasts, then 2 here for you. The first one of which, as always, is Damn Cast. Acknowledge it and check it out. The other podcast here is this one. So, In Time Wrestling Podcast, again, acknowledge it and check it out. The guy that runs the page, Justin, is all over Twitter, has his views about wrestling. So, go and check them out. That is a must. Check them out. If you like your e-feds, the first one of which here is, still go and check this out. They aren't a thing anymore. But go and check them out anyway. Go and check out the videos. Go and check out what they do. The guy that runs this, or TWF Network, the guy that runs this is looking to sell the pay-per-views he does, eFed pay-per-views on DVD at $5 a piece. So if you're interested in that, let me know. I can let the owner know. And there you go. So do go and check out the videos on what they do anyway, even though they're not a thing anymore. But what is a thing is ASPW All-Star Pro Wrestling Network. Certainly, without a shadow of a doubt, go and check this out. And last but never ever, certainly not least, here on the eFeds is this one. So, REW Radar Extreme Wrestling. Go and check it out, and check it out right now, right this second. Don't hesitate, don't wait, do it now. And this guy does have his own protein tea, so go and buy one, go and show your support. And it is right here. So, protein teas, Billy Ray Dog. Go and show your support and simply buy a t-shirt. Easy, simple, it's a click away. If you like your promo-based e-feds, as always, two coming your way, and the first one is PPA Promo Performance Ions. If you think you're the king of promos and you can cut a better promo than The Rock, than Stone Cold Steve Austin, than John Cena, than Roman Reigns, then this is a place for you. They do have their own YouTube to make it even easier. PPA Promo Performance Alliance. This next one you're certainly, without a doubt, going to want to check out, because I'm the hardcore champion. I am going to soon be the owner of it, the GM of it, and that is this one, NAW New Albany Wrestling. To get your latest t-shirts, the latest fashion, it is Protein Tees, Goldman's all 5 designs. Add me on Facebook, Ricky J. Pate, and indeed become a part of this, the Battle of the Nations Championship WWE AEW Predictions League. Follow me right now on Twitter, RickTheRock30, and check out my link tree, RickyG34. But more importantly, what you're looking for is this. The best damn blog out there. The Golden Blog, my blog, the blog, that blog, that blog, that's right. The blog the world is talking about, that is everywhere right now, and that is the Golden Blog. WWA World Wrestling Alliance, give it a massive like. For those month-long shout-outs, it is easy, it is simple. You like and subscribe. What did I say? Like and subscribe. We'll say it again, just for all time's sake. Like and subscribe. Here are 2 reminders, as always. Take it in, take a screenshot, view it, like it, do it all. And here is another one, as always. So Pro Wrestling Tees, Linktree, like and subscribe, Facebook, WWA, and Twitter. So it's another movie review done, the last one of October 2022. Coming up next week, an action-packed week. So we've got World Crown Jewel predictions, movie review, BTW review, Crown Jewel review. So that again, Crown Jewel predictions. Join me for that. The first movie review of November. Bolton Town Wrestling, Bonfire Fury 2 review, and Crown Jewel review. So all that's coming next week. But back to this week, and on Sunday, TNT review. So TNT Level Up review will come to you on Sunday, so check that out. That's this week. That's this Sunday. Acknowledge me, like and subscribe again just before I go. If you haven't already, you like and subscribe. Get me to that big next milestone of 250. And it is Ricky Goldman.